Success looks so easy from the outside, but all successful people have had to overcome enormous obstacles along the way, and in many cases, look failure right in the eye. Most successful people don't focus on the struggle, and rarely do they talk about it because, quite frankly, that's not what creates success. Join us here where we will chat with fierce female entrepreneurs and share the good, the bad, and the ugly of entrepreneurship, and talk about the obstacles we have faced and how you can overcome them to reach the success that you desire. I am your host, Cami Lehman, and this is the She's Invincible podcast. And we are back with yet another amazing podcast host. I am so excited to introduce you to Jeanne. Andrus. Welcome, Jeanne. Congratulations, first of all, on your brand new podcast.
I am so thrilled.
I am thrilled too, and I am celebrating you today. And this is just so exciting. I feel so lucky to be able to usher people into, through this program and out into the world as you launch this next chapter of business, right? Of all that you're doing and putting out there in the world. And so welcome here to the She's Invincible podcast, where we're celebrating you. And I would love for you to tell our listeners a little bit about who you are and what do you do? What is your business?
So I'm Jeanne Andrus, and I call myself the menopause guru because what I do is I coach women who are struggling with the symptoms and changes of menopause. And it's something that we all go through. So, some people go through it very smoothly, but other people just struggle both with the symptoms and how they're changing in this time of their lives. So I help them ditch the symptoms and delight in their lives again. And it started when I was going through it, and I didn't know what was happening to me. I didn't have the information I needed. I didn't have the support I needed. I didn't have not just the information about what was happening to me, but the information about what I could do about it, how I could take control of these hormonal changes that were happening to me and get back to a place where not only was I healthy, but I was glowing with health and wellness. And I was happy and centered in my life again. So I've written books about this, and you can see a couple of them right behind me. And what I was feeling as I went through it was I just wanted to be back to myself again. And that's exactly what the people I work with, the women that I work with, are feeling about this time of their lives, that they're just changing and they don't understand it.
I love that. So tell us, what is the name of your podcast and what can people expect to hear on your show?
So the name of my podcast is Menopause Matters, the podcast. So yes, a little bit of a takeoff on Menopause the musical, but it was kind of a double entendre there, because menopause does matter. It matters to us, and the fact that there are women who have gone through this change matters to the world. It matters to what's happening in the world, because women at this stage of their lives are more ready to live with purpose than ever before. And the other piece of it is, of course, that we talk all things menopause. We talk about how it changes our lives. We talk about how it changes our purpose. We talk about how it changes our bodies, our emotions, and what we can do about that, whether we want to embrace that or change that, whether we want to, how we want to go through our lives, because it is our choice. And we talk about why it's so much more our choice than ever before.
I love that. I love that. And so give me like maybe two of the topics that you've covered so far.
Oh my gosh. So, um, fortunately, I have a whole bunch of friends who we've talked about this before. So, we talked hair loss, we talked exercise and running, we talked relationships, we talked. Well, I had a great talk with my friend who is a sex therapist, and we talked about why our libidos die and what we can do about that, whether we want to go back to having a full sexual life. So I can't wait for everybody to hear that episode. We talked lymphatic systems. We talked oh just oh we talked perfume. I
Wow.
I have one episode where my friend who is a custom perfumer came on and talked about why it's this is the perfect time to create your own scent. And I talked about my experience doing just that.
I love it. That's
So
amazing.
it's
Amazing. Congratulations to you. And tell me this, why did you decide to start a podcast?
So this is kind of weird, but I'm certainly not the only person this has happened to. But Facebook, I was doing really really well with some advertising on Facebook, and I was really starting to gain some momentum in some areas that I wanted to gain some momentum in. And then Facebook decided that I had somehow violated their community standards, even though I see menopause ads all the time that are talking about the same stuff I talk about. And they shut me down. And the problem was that I need a way to reach out to people. I need a way to get this information out there. Because even as important as my work is with individual women, it's hugely important for all women to hear this because we don't get the data, the information we need, and we don't get the support we need. And as I said, we don't get how to fix it from the world. So we really need this. And for me, it was okay, how am I going to continue to get my message out in the world? The podcast was it.
That is amazing. What a great story. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I had so much fun working with you. It has been such a joy for me to get to know you and, go through this journey with you. How fun it was.
It has been a blast.
Oh, good. You loved it too.
I have. I really have loved it. And I've been so excited. I literally have a list of the next 52 episodes of my podcast. I can't promise they'll all come out exactly as I said. I'm planning them now,
Of
but
course.
Oh my gosh, there's so much I want to get out there.
I love it. So tell me this, you went through our 30-day program and launched. And so what would you say you enjoyed the most about this program?
The pace. I loved that we haven't stopped. We just there's always something to do. There's always the next thing is just waiting for you. As soon as you're ready, as soon as you've done one thing, the next thing is ready.
I love that. All right, next question. This is the last question. What did you find the most challenging of going through the school?
The pace. So, fortunately, after the first week where I actually enrolled the day after the class started, and so I was catching up, and I was also traveling. I was running a relay race in New England, and then I spent 3 days with my grandkids, and that's intense anyway. But so if you're going to do this, my advice is make sure that you've cleared your calendar because Cam is going to get you working. And there's just been so much to do. And so I'm super excited that I'm pretty much on track.
Yes, you are. You're done. You did it. You did it. And I'm so excited. And I celebrate you today. And to our listeners, make sure to click the link in the show notes and listen to this brand new podcast. And it is called, again, Menopause Matters. And oh, yes, it does. if you know, you know, right?
And if you don't know and you are in your early 40s and wondering when it's going to happen for you, listen to the podcast.
That's right. Be prepared, right? Get all you can get on this side
Absolutely.
of it. I love it. Well, congratulations. I am celebrating you today.
Thank you so much, Cami.
Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with us today. If you were inspired or learned something new, please subscribe to the podcast, give us a review, and share us with your friends. For more information about me and how I can support you, please stop on over to my website at CamiLehman.com and book a free call with me. I'd love to meet you and learn more about how I can support you.